Um, and then now this one is tough. I know for me, just in terms of as I'm going through teaching, I think the hardest part is evaluating, right? How things are doing. I know in my coursework, they focus a lot on data collection and how you monitor how the children are learning and growing and what data marks you're using and what evaluations you're using, and it becomes very confusing very quickly.
Mhm.
So the next question is, how do you evaluate the success of your partnership?
What comes to mind when you ask that question is really about the evaluation components that are tied to grants that we receive. So there are very specific data pieces that you have to collect whenever you're evaluating the effectiveness of a grant program that you have been involved in. So that usually looks like number of students. It might ask you for the impact of the program on student attendance, academic growth, maybe even behavior or mental health, or, SEL kind of stuff, or growth in those areas. Um, so the way that we would evaluate that would, of course, be by looking at the data systems that we have here in school that keep track of all of those things. But we also might survey teachers, parents, and community members who are involved in the program. We have usually through Success Fair, we try to do some community engagement pieces and give information to families about our schools and our counseling program, for example, and then we get feedback. And we have creatively put in place a little survey that parents answer toward the end of the Success Fair day. So as they're going through all of the different booths and stations, when they get toward the end, we offer usually an additional kind of food item or something that they can earn to finish to complete a short little survey. And so we'll have usually a counselor set up there with a table and a laptop, but also have printed out pieces, knowing that some people might not feel comfortable utilizing the technology. And they can handwrite it. And then we also have someone there to assist families if they need help with reading the materials or writing responses so that we can get survey feedback from parents in a variety of methods.
That's incredible. I just know from me creating my own surveys in the past, they're very difficult to one create and then to make sure that all of the methods that you use are accessible for everyone, and then to just ensure participation is difficult. You know, not everybody always wants to do a survey, or they don't want to do it. They don't want to do a written survey. They'd rather, submit a Google form, or some people would rather do a Google form than writing. So that's very creative. Um,
It is important, I think, to get that, excuse me, to get that feedback so that we know how people are feeling about what we're doing and what they think we can improve on. And we really do take that information and try to apply it.
yeah, yeah. No, I think that's great because it shows that you are very invested, not just on, oh, well, we have to get these data points to get the grant, but you actually want to take it a step further and find out truly how the community feels that this program is effectively running, and that's beautiful. It shows your hard work.
One of the questions in our survey asks them to um, identify a person that they feel in our school community has really helped them or someone that they feel connected to. And that's one of my favorite things because it can be really insightful to see who families really feel like care about them and have helped them.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Because it you know, it doesn't have anything to do with the grants or the data collection. That's not gonna go on this person was, you know, made an impact in this family's life isn't gonna go on some, you know, grant application. That's just info for the school and the community to know of like, hey, this person really, really cares. And that's beautiful. I mean, that's what we do it for, right?
Right.
Um,